flexibility for these two squads. And Icon, we'll see if he can prove that fact with the Kled.
But the problem that I'm seeing with WE is that, look, if you're going to go for this Galio pick, just leave it until last pick. You can still go for it if you still think it's in a good spot, but it does leave you the opportunity, like, say we end up seeing the Zoe for Icon, well, then you can go the likes of Diana that do well into it. So you've got this flexibility, and you can even work within the constraints of Teacher Ma's small champion pool, but you're only putting your foot in it every time you're blind picking these picks. Now we see OMG have set themselves up for success in game number 2, and if they can execute to their composition strengths, they should be the ones coming out on top.
We'll have to see whether or not this Nautilus last pick was really the answer. You have to feel that maybe that Naut could have been picked up in the first round of the draft. But now as we head into game number 2, OMG looked fantastic in game number 1. Complete dominance once they managed to get a lead for themselves. And now they seem to have an advantage when it comes to the draft. And they're looking for an early advantage in the jungle. Missing spots them out. But the invade coming through here from OMG. Stepping on towards the blue buff. Jomung just going to slow them. They've been found. I don't think they're going to be able to find much here. Beishang wants to answer, though. Not the greatest level 1 here for WE, so I actually quite like this invade.
Yeah, OMG can do a pretty good job with the poke that they can put forward, but you still got to be careful of like the Winds of War and the piercing arrow from Jomung dealing a bit of damage, but they will be able to back away. It was more about getting the vision control down. It rightfully so, though, gets swept up by Beishang, who started with this sweeper, so they will know Beishang has started on this bottom side on the blue, but after that, it'll be pretty blind as to where Beishang is going to go. But as Hacker, you can already imagine it's going to be playing up towards this top side to try and help out Morgan at that level 3 spot.
Teachama is going to have a really hard time in the mid lane. Kled, in case you guys don't know, Kled mid is kind of an LPL special. We've seen Doom B bring it a lot of times. We've seen Icon play it before as well. And it can really punish. In the meantime, Jomung getting punished in the bottom lane, already forced to heal at level 1.
And this is not the first time we've seen Jomung struggle in some of these lanes that realistically he should have been reasonably okay with. It seems like the stress can get to Jomung in some situations, and once again, picking off level 1, taking almost half his health bar, and just walking into Cold Dazzle, not the best of starts.
And you mentioned the high pressure situations. Bear in mind, this is the last game of the split for WE if they can't win. If they fall too far behind here, it will be a 2-0. Oh no, that wasn't even going to hit you.
I think he was worried about the flash forward, and when you've got a lot of damage that can come through pretty quickly with the heal already burnt onto Jomung, with the damage that just Misfortune can churn out at level 2, decides to back away, but now you've got Jomung flashless and Hacker pathing back down towards this bottom side.
He's doomed himself. He didn't wait for the flash to come out from Cold. He's used both of his summoners now.
SMLZ should just freeze this. I think he's realized that now, where he can just hold on to this wave. If he doesn't push, you then have Jomung who's forced to overextend consistently, and you can set up for Hacker coming down, but SMLZ trying to maybe push in, thinking Jomung is back, but I think you're better off just holding the wave as is.
Yep, just try and completely deny Jomung. He's used both of his summoners in lane already at the 3-minute mark, which is just mental, really. And now he's going to really struggle off the back of that one. And Jomung has been a weakness for WE. It has to be said that this team, they play around the bottom side, not necessarily to bolster their strength, but more to cover their weakness. And OMG seem to have found an answer for that weakness.
This is going to be Hacker coming down here. Won't have the support of Icon, so this would be just a dive onto missing.
Yeah, Jomung knows what's up, and I don't think they're going to be able to actually go for a dive here. They don't have a lot of damage. Hacker's not that tanky just yet, but the pillar is actually going to do a lot. Dazzle there from Cold as well. Jomung's arrived, but with Beishang in the wings, they can't push too far.
It's really strange to me, though, if you're going to go for this play with Hacker coming down where you don't look for the freeze. You can even then look for a slow push, which will collapse onto the tower. In and around about the time Icon is going to hit that level 6 mark, or you can at least get Icon to push in that wave and come join you for a 4-man dive in the bottom lane. Right now, Jomung hasn't missed out on a terrible amount of CS, and this early flash and heal isn't being punished as heavily as it could have been from OMG.
Still plenty of time, though, and we know that Hacker's happy to go for repeat ganks. We saw that onto Morgan in game number 1. This time we're seeing it in the bottom side, but I do want to take a look at some of the other lanes as well, because while there's a CS deficit in the bottom lane for Jomung, up in the top side, it's actually Cursed that's falling behind this time because Morgan's got this Renekton.
And Morgan knows that he's free to bully on this, and it's been a pretty basic Morgan pick where he likes to go very aggressive when he gets his hands on the Renekton. Knowing the Hacker is going to be playing down towards the bottom side, he gets himself to push in, try and deny some of that CS from Curse, as well as getting a ward into that top side jungle to spot when Hacker does make his presence known on the top side of the map.
See one of the trades between these top laners. Nice little dodge from Morgan there. And Curse starting to have a little bit more presence in this lane. But as they hit the level 6 mark, it goes very heavily in favor of Morgan. With that dominance on Renekton, you can really force fights.
The good news for Curse, though, is because he's a Mordekaiser, he can avoid any of these dive situations that Beishang would love to go for with the setup from Morgan. But because Beishang hasn't gone for any of these early ganks towards topside, you haven't set Curse behind, and now he's nearly getting to the point where he can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Beishang moving down towards the bottom side. Cold, slowed up, flashes away from the dredge line. Keeps himself safe, reads the play well, and all Beishang will get is a ward.
Trying to put pressure on this bottom side so they can go towards the dragon, and with Beishang still hovering here and this wave somewhat frozen for Jomong and missing, it sucks for SMLZ. Now they've called Hacker down to try and break this freeze, but with Teacher Ma drifting off, leaning down towards this side lane, they've got to be very careful.
Yeah, this level 6 mark is massive for the side of WE. But the level 6 from OMG ain't too bad either, with Kled being able to charge down that river. Bear in mind that the biggest strength Galio offers is that ultimate. We've got a 1v1 though in the top lane. Curse has been found out. It's going to bring Morgan into the death realm, but I don't know if that's a 1v1 that you want, really. One more Q. In fact, it's just an auto. Morgan gets a solo kill.
I don't know what Curse was thinking. It's a long time before you start to win out on that matchup, and Curse ends up just giving the kill over at the early stages of the game. Didn't even have the Seeker's Arm Guard picked up. This is where Morgan is at his strongest in this lane.
To be honest, I just don't understand what happened there. I'm not quite sure what went through Curse's head. He actually did a good amount of damage. He nearly got the kill, but Morgan was about to get his Cool the Meek back up. The healing was about to come back through.
I thought maybe you had the shield for Curse that might have been available soon, but even then, it's a dicey call, and Curse pays for it as a result. And this is what we talked about. Curse likes to be aggressive when he can be in these lanes, take over, and just 1v1 or even 1v2 people were given the opportunity. Well, that was not the opportunity. And it does mean that now this pressure from Morgan can gain a little bit more steam.
Morgan with an advantage in the CS department and the kills now. He's got a Phage and a Kindle gem, so really, really nice start for the top laner of WE. He's got his teleport available, and we mentioned it before. These two teams love to scrap around these dragons. Cloud want to start things off.
You say it, but neither of these teams have put much pressure down towards this dragon at all. Even when we had SMLZ and Cole pushing in pretty effectively and Jomong didn't have his flash and heal up, I thought that was the moment when SMLZ and Cole would move over towards that objective before Teacher Ma got the ult and Icon was still pushing in and being a bully. But they've lost their opportunity now.
Curse is in big trouble. Flash comes out from him, but the Cataclysm's there to follow. And Hacker, you can't win this 2v2. Just run away, honestly, mate, because you're out of your depth on this one. Another kill goes the way of Morgan, and now this is going to be Rift Herald as well. Icon waiting off to the side. Teacher Ma has his hero's entrance available.
OMG's calls in this early game have been abysmal. They start up the Rift Herald on the weak side of the map. What are they doing?
Curse has his teleport available. OMG want to fight for this one. Teacher Ma moving in from the side. Rift Herald going to be reset on this one, but Hacker's been found and just eviscerated by Morgan. Now the rest of the fight will kick off. The whole squad's here from OMG. Morgan surviving with the dominance. Knock up onto the whole squad. Pulls them on in as Curse has re-entered the fight. Teacher Ma desperate to get onto SMLZ and will be able to do so. More kills for WE. Curse finds himself alone. He's got a 1v1 at least. Jomong's in trouble, trying to dodge away from the obliterates. Won't be able to do it. The 80 count. Oh no, he flashes away! Nothing for OMG.
That is an entire ace for WE. Even though Hacker got the respawn, they've wiped the floor with OMG. And these calls have been terrible. You lose Curse because Hacker starts up the Rift Herald on the weak side of the map without SMLZ and Code wandering up. And by the time SMLZ and Code do get topside, well, Missing's already hit that level 6 point and Code hasn't. So it's a 4 versus 5 with no support ultimate available, and it's a disaster across the board. This is... OMG, what are you thinking? No, they're not thinking.
I mean, this series so far has been a shambles. In they all go, one by one, and obviously WE, they're more than happy to take this fight.
I am so confused by what OMG are trying to do. They've had advantages that they could have used to set themselves up correctly for the Dragon, then use that pressure they created to set up for the Rift Herald. Instead, though, they've just gifted 7 kills over to WE.
Now they're going to fight for a Herald as well. I didn't quite see who got that. In fact, it was OMG that got it. Cataclysm, Icon. Going to be grabbed up and taunted up. Missings here, ready to get the root down, and Icon has nowhere to go. Another for Morgan. He's 5-0-2.
And now they can pop down this Rift Herald in mid. There's 4 people here. They can get this mid lane turret, and this split lane that we were talking about where Morgan can play off towards the side becomes so much stronger. 5 kills for this Renekton, gonna have this mid lane turret down, so the waves pushing in the mid will mean Morgan's gonna be left on his lonesome in these side lanes as OMG struggled to deal with the rest of WE pushing in the mid.
And I mean, we said that WE, their biggest strength is getting an early lead and rolling with it. They've definitely done it this game. 5,000 ahead at 11 minutes. That is a unsurmountable lead almost for the side of OMG. Beisheng wants to get the smite onto the Dragon. 600 though. It's actually going to be Hacker that's able to get it. Now Flash, Dazzle doesn't quite hit onto Beisheng. He has to flash for himself. Flag and Drag will be available shortly. Enemies, Beisheng walks away.
So they will get the Flash, they will get the Dragon, but it's a small consolation prize because Morgan is getting more gold for himself, and they're getting onto Curse on top side.
Morgan actually has to flash away from this one. Death Realm was available, and bear in mind, Morgan's not been back in a little while. I think he honestly maybe just could have took that fight.
Hacker had been spot on the bottom side, which is why I was confused as to why Morgan didn't just turn for that fight. He should, especially when you've got that Black Cleaver, be able to deal with any of the armor that comes out from the Seeker's arm guard. It will be fully stacked at this stage, so you will get the 30 extra armor, but it's not enough to dissuade Morgan on that play.
Not with a Black Cleaver,
yeah,
that's for sure. Beisheng, though, spotted by Icon as he moves up towards the top side. I think he realizes that this Renekton from Morgan is very much his best win condition, and he wants to use and abuse that fact. He's going to be hovering around and potentially looking for a dive. Cold knows what's going on, though. He's found himself in the Baron pit. Why? Why are you going into the Baron pit? Cold's going to fall. OMG, what are you doing? Where is the game 1 OMG?
I'm kind of wondering the same thing. So you get all you had to do in that situation for Code is get vision of.
I don't know.
I mean, look, that's kind of the
WE come out of a series against EDG looking amazing. They beat the 5th seed in the tournament, or I think 6th seed in the tournament. Morgan now going to look for a dive. Beisheng going to be here as well. Gets the Death Realm.
He's going to kill Beisheng, isn't he?
Oh no, Curse. Yeah, he's got the 1v1 here. Beisheng just stood still. Oh, he's got a stopwatch. It's all a bait. In the meantime, the support has been taken. Hacker's out of the fight. There's another one. Now missing the target. Can they get anything? Can they get a kill? Finally, it's not going to be a perfect game.
It won't be a perfect game. As you were talking, what you were talking about earlier on is Icon can go and match for these ganks with Teacher Ma, and on the bottom side as well, SMLZ uses the bullet time to clear out the wave to start answering for turret plates on the bottom side. So eventually OMG shake themselves and do find some answer for all the pressure WE have been putting down.
You have to bring up the question though, with the teams performing as inconsistently as this, it feels like 2 totally different teams to what we saw in the first game of the series. And when you look towards playoffs, you got to win a best of 5. Consistency is the name of the game.
And consistency is not what we're seeing. A 5,000 gold lead for WE so far, and we're only 13 minutes into this game.
Morgan wants to try and find his way onto SMLZ. Make it rain. That slow buff that came out, I think it was like 6 months ago, that made all of the difference for Misfortune.
I want to come back to the way WE again want to play this game, because we talked about the 1-3-1 split push. Well, luckily for WE fans, that's exactly where their gold has gone right now. Morgan is fed as all hell. Teacher Ma as well, 3-0-4. The Proto Belt completed, working up towards that Zhonya's Hourglass. He's going to be able to consistently shove in these waves, has the Proto Belt to help him in that endeavor, while having the capabilities of joining in for any team fights in this mid lane. So this is where I want to see WE set up correctly for this play, and this is how they won against EDG, was working well around this split push pressure.
Yeah, working well around the lead on Morgan. Curse going to be caught up by a taunt in this mid lane, and nice damage out of Teacher Ma. Hook comes through from missing, and this will be yet another kill. Last game, it was Morgan that was 0-5. This time, it's Curse's turn.
Morgan, you need to get away from this tower. There's too many people here. Well managed to escape. I'm not Look, WE
I don't
are
know.
getting
I
kills.
feel like he can maybe just 1v3 at this
Gotta be
point.
careful still. WE, though, have a weird way of putting down their lanes right now. Icon, once he gets his ultimate up, could look to just dive straight onto Zhomong. But with WE pushing in, getting this tier 2, Icon not having his ultimate up and available, he will be forced to back away. And now you can pick up another turret on the way out here for WE.
I can't really overstate how far ahead WE are right now. The fact that they just got a tier 2 in the mid lane at 15 minutes. They are so difficult to stop at this point when they have this kind of a lead.
They are a little bit awkward on the back timings though, because when you're looking at Zhomong and Missing, they just got a bunch of gold here. They'd love to back away, but the Rift Herald has just spawned on top of the dragon spawning on this bottom side. So OMG can move over and get this dragon while their back timers are coming in for Zhomong and Missing, because they're on this Rift Herald and delaying their own backs.
They're going to be able to get the Herald at least. The question will be, what can they get with it? That's always the question with these Rift Heralds. But look at the play goal. Look at that. So much in favor of WE. Almost 3 times the amount of gold coming on in there. And, well, OMG, they're not going to capitalize. They're not going to go for this dragon because WE don't reset just yet. As I say that, though, Zhomong going to recall in the mid lane.
The thing that this means, though, is that the gold difference isn't as impactful because, well, Varus is just back there. He's only just picked up the Blade of the Rune King. If they'd just gone straight for that fight, OMG, at the dragon, they might have set themselves up.
Teachama gets caught by a dazzle there from Cold. Curse? Oh, that was a weird interaction. It actually did get the pull after the Justice Punch. Teachama, I mean, he's already got himself the stopwatch. Protobelt nearly available. 3-man taunt. Cold takes a tower shot, and they want the fight. Jomung's here. Gets a nice little Chains of Corruption. Morgan, though, has gone way too deep on this one. Needs to be careful. Caldemeek on the wave would keep him healthy. Icons arrive. All 5 members here, and here comes the Galio. Knockups galore, and WE have arrived on the scene. OMG fall apart. Double for Teachama, and Hacker has nowhere to go. He can just flee off to his own side of the base, but Beishang wants to head him off. They're going to chase him down, Missing with his boots. He's going to look for a hook, but actually not going to find it. There's a flash, and there's the finish off Supportal Combat as we get Beishang with a banner.
And now WE have 17 kills in 17 minutes. WE are running away with this game, and OMG are being left in the dust. A 9,000 gold lead, and Baron hasn't even spawned yet.
Unreal performance here from WE. I mean, the difference between game 1 and game number 2 here is unbelievable.
But it's been gifted over by OMG. Not pushing their advantages that they got with Zhomong in that early game, then taking these weird 4 versus 5 fights twice in a row. And now when they're going for this play on top side, not respecting the teleports that can come in with WE, the ultimate that Galio has available, and it's just messy play from OMG. This is desperation more so than them actually trying to play towards strengths.
Playing right into the hands of Teachama there. Beishang gets them all in a Cataclysm and sets up it's just beautiful to watch when Galio comes in like that and hits the whole squad.
Beishang will toss down this Rift Herald on the bottom side of the map. What they're doing right now is, even though that bottom lane turret's low, it's more about creating pressure on this bottom side. They want to get this tower, they want to get the next tower, so when Baron spawns, Morgan is putting pressure onto that inhibitor turret rather than just onto a tier 2, and then they can use the pressure with Zhomong, Beishang to take down this tier 2 in the top lane, and then there's only these inhibitor turrets left standing for OMG.
They're trying to protect the Herald. One more turret shot does finish it off though, so they won't get a third charge onto the inhibitor, but Curse still in the top lane here, has his teleport available. There's a ward right behind the WE squad. Teachama doesn't have his ult available, does have his own teleport, but they're just going to walk in here. Never mind backdooring, they just walk straight in the front door. They've traded 1 tier 1 in the top lane here from OMG for 3 towers in the bot side.
Alright, OMG have given up. That's all I'm reading in this game. They don't care, they're not trying to fight here, but Teachama's going to walk away from this one.
Or
maybe
is
not.
he? The pillar comes through. Teachama has to use his Protobelt. Bullet time is not going to do a whole lot. Justice punches into the wall. That's not how that one works, my friend. I mean, he's newly expanding his champion pool. What can I say?
Hey, it's working here. 5-0-6. And almost an entirely perfect game across the board here for WE. Yeah, they've lost the 2 towers. It's a kill, but It's been clean from start to finish, trading resources, picking off the objectives and people where they can. And the only big mistake that we've seen so far was Jomong with his early game plays, but definitely sorted himself out now. They've cracked open that bottom lane inhibitor turret. With Baron on the cards here, it's incredibly fast with Jomong with this Blaze of Rune King. Too early still for that Guinsoo's Rage Blade to be done, but you now have Morgan who has access directly to that bottom inhib, which means it's going to be two members of OMG that have to try and deal with the Croc.
I don't know if you can deal with a 10,000 gold lead at 20 minutes. I just don't know how you come back from this. It's one of those games where it's like, you know, as a commentator, I want to be able to tell you that OMG are still fighting strong. I want to be able to tell you that there's a way back in, but right now I just don't see it. The way that they're playing in game number 2 here and the lead that WE has, it feels almost impossible. Unless WE make mistake after mistake. They're pushing in on towards a tier 2 on the top side, and they just want another fight straight onto Hacker. Beisheng come pretty deep on his own and actually has to flash away. Ult comes out from Teacherma. Not 100% sure. Drops the angry cat. That's a relatable emoji right there.
It really is. Icon now, though, in this mid lane. Not the mistake that we are expecting from WE. Still a little bit of miscommunication there with Beisheng going in aggressively, not having Galio in range to follow up. So instead, OMG will at least manage to hold on to a little bit more and not lose more lives. But this dragon spawning in just 10 seconds, OMG trying to set up, but they can't take a fight, they can't take anything. And more than likely, with WE already aggressing towards this objective, it'll be WE that pick it up.
And look at that, Beisheng and Morgan. Absolutely the MVPs of this game so far. And Teacherma's done a great job on this Galio to support, to be a part of the plays, but realistically, it's been all about getting this Renekton snowball and getting Morgan ahead, and we can see right in front of us what happens when Morgan is the focus for this team.
You say that though, but this was off of Morgan's own back. It wasn't WE putting a huge amount of resources into him. The solo kill on Curse.
It was sort of off of Curse's back,
yeah,
to
exactly.
be fair.
So that's the thing is, Curse gave him over the solo kill. This started the snowball going, and then there was that weird fight at Rift Herald number 1 where OMG just gave a bunch of kills over to Morgan and he got rolling. So this isn't exactly like WE have been, you know, Beisheng playing heavily towards the top side. We actually talked about Beisheng missing a window of opportunity to help Morgan, where you've got this great gank setup thanks to Renekton's W to set up for the slide or the move in from Beisheng, but it doesn't matter. I mean, they found the success regardless.
And Dagda, I've got to ask, what happened in the mid lane here? Because we saw the Kled pick come on through. We thought, okay, he's got this counter up his sleeve. He's got some kind of magic to bring to the mid lane. It's had nothing. It's done absolutely nothing all game.
Well, it was controlling the mid lane, which is what we wanted from Icon, and as we talked about, we've seen a brief instance of it being able to match the side lane pressure as Baron has started up for WE here. But after that, there was nothing that could come of it. They didn't play towards WE's bot lane to try and punish Jomong.
Teacherma is happy to just keep clearing away. Bear in mind, he's still got the tier 1. Baron down to 6,000, and OMG have only just noticed. I mean, WE, they're kind of baiting here, but they're happy to just grab it if OMG don't commit to the fight. Beisheng comes back on out. He'll smite the Baron now for the fight. In comes the hero's entrance. It'll be a couple of knockups for them. Bullet time's not going to do all too much. Jomong can 1v1 Curse in the Death Realm. Unreal. Icon goes with a flash and still can't get the AD carry. The pocket pistol finally gets one. In the meantime, Morgan tears apart the rest of the squad. Justice punch for the finisher. Double for Teacherma. And the final kill will go down the way of Morgan.
Now they've got that wave in the top side, they can look to push in. Teacherma already grouping in the mid lane to shove this wave in. They are looking to crack open the base of OMG.
22 kills at 23 minutes against 2 kills from OMG, 2 towers from OMG. This has been just absolute domination from the side of WE. Now they get this mid lane tower down. They get to go in the top lane as well. The bottom lane inhib tower was already taken about 20 minutes ago at this point. It's all fallen apart for OMG. I mean, it fell apart about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'd say about 22 was about right, but here we go, WE. Great call. Realize, hey, look, we've got complete control of the river here. We're so far ahead that even if OMG come to fight us while we're doing this objective, we can just turn aggressively. Curse, as he talked about, can't kill Jomong. You got Icon who flashes in to try and kill him on one hit. Can't even manage that. Eventually Jomung will fall, but the rest of the fight is so heavily in favor of WE that the consistent damage that we usually talk about for a Varus in this Galio composition, well, everyone's got so much damage right now, it doesn't matter. Oh, curse.
He's been found. There's no way to recall here. And this time, you don't get to teleport. This time, there's no way out on the Mordekaiser. We'll go into the Death Realm with Beisheng, but I don't think he's going to be able to kill Beisheng in time. Beisheng is getting real tanky there. The flag and drag, they come out of the realm. Beisheng channeling the recall during the fight.
Getting a little bit cheeky from Beisheng. The style is showing now. You can see Jomung is holding here for just a second. This is really smart. What he's trying to do is have this wave collapse in tandem with the mid lane that Galio's pushing in and the bottom lane that Morgan is pushing in now. Fortunately, the minions die a little bit too quickly with that Baron buff. You can still see you've got at least 2 of these waves pushing in at the same time.
Yeah, they're just going to try and spread the pressure here. One more wave, that next one. And it's going to be lined up with Morgan pushing in the bottom side. It's time to make a play, say OMG. Hero's entrance comes on in. Jomung's in trouble. Icon's got onto the back line here. This could be the fight, but he's got protection, and Jomung gets the kill. Now Cold desperately trying to get over to SMLZ, who's being chased down by a Croc bullet time, but Hacker, he can't survive this one. There's just no damage from this misfortune. Morgan has a GA, so he won't even go down. Keeps himself safe. It's going to be 2 inhibs falling. This is surely the game for WE. A commanding victory in game number 2 here. OMG look great to start the series, but WE make absolute clowns of them in game number 2. Teachama has his Zonyas, and he's just baiting SMLZ into his own demise. More kills on the board. A triple for Jomung, and we're going to game 3.
20